Hello and welcome to my annual playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 1, doing the low honor approach. Recently, I did my annual playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2. I also did a low honor approach for that game as well. This game, there's some key changes that I had to make with what the approach was with the low honor. In Red Dead 2, there's a lot of parts of the game where your honor level will actually affect some dialogue in certain scenes. In this game, though, there's not that kind of stuff. It's more just gameplay things that your honor level will actually affect. I'm going to be doing all the stranger missions, but I'm going to do the majority of them as Jack in the epilogue. And with John Marston, the only one that is only for him is the stranger mission I Know You, which has 3 parts. So John Marston, I'm going to do the stranger mission I Know You as him, but then all the rest I'm going to leave for Jack Marston, and I'm going to play Jack low honor as well. So both John Marston and Jack Marston in this playthrough, I'm going to play them as low honor. Hey there, Keone. Welcome on in. How's things going? So just want to go over the approach in general with the low honor. So, can't wear a bandana. If you wear a bandana in the game, it will actually make sure that your honor level won't be affected by your actions. So if you have John Marston or Jack Marston wear a bandana and you go around shooting up the place, then you're not going to have any effect on your honor level. So with this playthrough, I need to make sure that I'm not using that to my advantage. So throughout the whole game, the characters aren't allowed to put their bandana on. Not allowed to pay bounties or use a pardon letter, except in the Seth mission, Exhuming, and other fine hobbies. He gives you a pardon letter for you to use. The game wants to teach you about pardon letters at that point. You don't have to use the pardon letter. You could also use your money to pay off the bounty that happens in that mission, and then you get to keep the pardon letter to use it when you want. Between deciding whether or not to allow the use of the pardon letter or allow the use of paying the bounty, I went with the pardon letter because that is a more sort of like advantageous kind of thing. Because it doesn't matter how big your bounty is, if you have a pardon letter and you take that to the train station and you use it, then you'll be cleared of all your bounty. So I can't use the pardon letter except in the mission where Seth gives us one to use. So whatever I've done low honor up until that mission, whatever bounties have happened, having that pardon letter and using it will mean, of course, that that bounty will be taken off. But that's the only exception I've made in regards to the bounties and all that kind of stuff. Hey there, Mr. Goatee. Welcome on in, dude. How's things going? It must have been the wind. When it comes to helping people, like in Red Dead 2 on my low honor approach, if someone was like, help me, I would shoot the person that needed help. In this game, with the outlaws, in Red Dead 2, if there was an outlaw, I would kill the person that they were attacking first and then kill the outlaw. But for this game, I've decided that it's probably going to be better to just let the outlaw do what they're doing, you know. So I actually have to help the outlaws and not actually, shoot them. Some missions will have objectives that can be given a low honor twist as well, and I'm going to go over those in a moment. But there is a command for that too, so if people want to actually see what that information is, they can put that in. Oh, nice, Mr. Goatee, that's cool. You're playing Oblivion Remastered. So how do you find the game so far? And did you play the original? Okay, so when it comes to particular missions, as I said before, there's nothing really that the game looks at in missions and goes, that's low honor action. It doesn't affect like the narrative or anything like that. But you have the mission A Tempest Looms, where there's like a storm and there's cattle that you have to stop from going over the edge of a cliff. In that mission, if all the cattle go over the cliff, it's mission fail. But you can let some of them go over the edge. So for a low honor style approach to that mission, I'm going to let a large portion of the cattle go over the cliff. In the Gates of El Presidio mission, I'm going to kill Javier. You can choose to kill him or just bring him in alive. In the Appointed Time mission, I'm going to kill Bill. You can just wait and let the other character kill Bill for you, but in this playthrough I decided that we would be killing Bill. In the mission by sweat and toil, we can choose to ignore the train robbery. So Marston and Uncle, they're riding along and there's a train that gets attacked, and you can decide to help, or you can just let the situation be. Technically, it isn't a very low honor action, but helping to stop the robbery would be a high honor action by comparison. So when I was thinking about what choice I would make for that mission, I thought that the more high honor action would be helping to stop the train robbery, whereas the low honor action in comparison would be to just let it go. The game doesn't punish you for letting it go. It's one of those situations where the game is like, you can choose whichever, it doesn't matter, your honor won't be affected. But for my playthrough, I'm going to go with ignore the train robbery. Then there's also stranger missions as well, with the low honor approach. Mr. Gote, having fun seeing it redone, but God, needs patching on some things, like some areas you get 60 to 90 FPS, then spike back up to 180. Damn, it definitely sounds like it's all over the place then with all the frame rates and stuff. So in the stranger mission American Appetites, I'm going to let the cannibal eat the victim. In American Lobbyist, I'm going to kill the blackmailer and the target that the blackmailer is actually blackmailing. In Jenny's Faith, I'm going to kill Jenny after giving her the medicine. In the mission Let No Man Put Asunder, I'm actually going to make Rose return to her husband. Poppycock, I'm going to keep the $1,000 and kill Tollitz. In the Prohibitionist Stranger mission, I'm going to kill Abner. And then in Water and Odyssey, I'm going to kill Clyde. So he's the guy that has a house on land that this other guy wants. So you can either kill the guy or you can basically pay the guy. So I'm going to kill the guy in low honor. In the I Know You Part 1 mission, I'm going to actually encourage the man who's cheating on his wife to cheat on his wife. In Part 2 of I Know You, I'm actually going to rob the nun instead of actually giving her the donation. And I'm going to kill strangers after missions where I can. So as I said at the start, I'm going to be doing all the stranger missions as Jack in the epilogue, except for the ones that only John Marston can do. And the only ones that he can do that Jack can't is the I Know You one as well. So there we go. Hey there, Dr. Darling. Welcome on in. Rob everyone, kill everyone. Absolutely, Dr. Darling. There'll definitely be moments too where I do that kind of stuff, for sure. Okay, so with all that out of the way, I know that was a lot of information, and I'll only talk about this stuff now when I actually get to specific missions. But I'm very much looking forward to this low honor playthrough, and so let's jump into it.
I, for one, am grateful, Mrs. Bush, that they are finally bringing civilization to this savage land.
I could not agree with you more, my dear. My daddy settled this land, and I know he'll be looking down on us, pleased at how we help the natives.
Yes, they've lost their land, but they've gained access to heaven.
But, Father, do you mean unless an innocent receives communion, they're destined to go to hell? That hardly seems fair.
What I mean to say, Jenny, is that there is a great deal of difference between an innocent and a savage.
I never thought of it that way.
Yes, they lived like animals, but they're happier now.
Not only do people now have motor cars, Father, but I heard that pretty soon we will be able to fly.
No, only angels can fly, Jenny.
No, apparently people can fly. Didn't you hear? Out in Kansas, a man even got a car to fly.
I hardly think so, Jenny.
Apparently, Mr. Johns wants to run for governor, which is why he's so concerned with cleaning up the state.
Nate Johns.
Yes.
His family is nothing but hillbilly trash that came here after the war. I don't want to be judgmental, but this state should not be ruled by such a disgusting family. A family without class.
Apparently. The Johns family have made a lot of money, and he has a lot of friends in politics.
Mrs. Bush, money isn't everything. There are many things that money cannot buy.
It seems that money can buy voters, though.
What you must remember, my dear, is that we have been brought here to spread the word. And the word and civilization, they are the same thing. They are the gifts. It is the opportunity we have, the chance to live among people who are decent and who do not kill each other, and who let you worship in peace.
It's so confusing, Father. Sometimes I find it impossible to make the distinction between a loving act and a hateful one. I mean, they often seem to be the same thing.
Yes, Jenny, it is confusing. But you only have to ask me if you need help.
Indeed.
Well, here we are, Mrs. Bush. Armadillo.
And here we go. Sheila, you're good. You're just about to go to bed. You lost track of time while 100%ing the main game of AC3. Don't get you started on that stupid naval mission which makes you shoot 3 powder kegs. Oh, dude. Like, that whole thing with the optional objective and the fact that if you mess up, you have to go through the firing of those smaller ships, and then you have to deal with, like, which direction the big ships are going in and all that kind of stuff. Like, so annoying. That's why that's probably one of the things I don't look forward to when I do 100% playthroughs of that game. Is getting the optional objectives done for that friggin' naval mission as well. So we saw several characters there on the train. We saw Bonnie McFarlane. We saw John Marston, obviously. And we also saw Jenny. And Jenny is going to be one of the strangers that we'll meet. And talking about like someone, flying and all that kind of stuff. There's actually a stranger mission where there's a guy who's trying to come up with a way for humans to fly and all that kind of stuff. And if you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, you know that in the epilogue, when John Marston is actually going about his business, he basically refers to himself as Jim Milton. That's a fake name that he comes up with. In this game, when we go to the saloon in Armadillo, Marston is actually going to say something that really connects well with that. When the guy is like, John Marston is like, sometimes So you got that too as well. And in Red Dead 2, in the epilogue, in 1907, Armadillo is pretty much plagued by cholera. So in 1911, they've definitely been able to deal with that, and people have moved back to Armadillo, and everything is working, fine now. Shirley, you found an easy trick for that, so it only took you 5 tries. Oh, very nice, dude. So what did you end up doing with that? You can actually greet people in this game. There's no antagonize, but I think I remember reading that if you have really low honor, when you actually press the button to greet people, it'll actually be antagonizing them. So I'm going to hold off on doing that. I might actually wait until I'm playing as Jack Marston. Maybe that might be a good point to test that out. But yeah, in Red Dead 2, it'll come up with a prompt when you aim at the person, letting you know whether you want to do a greet or antagonize. In this game, though, nothing pops up. You just pretty much get close to the character, and then you press the... on PlayStation, you press the circle, and on Xbox, you press the B button, and Marston and Jack will actually say something. I'm doing well, thanks, Mr. Gote. Having a good day today. Enjoying the Saturday. So, yeah. How about yourself, dude? I hope you had a good day. Shall you use the chain shots to make the enemies stand still? Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's definitely good too, as well, to use that tactic when you can.
Feel too good.
Mr. Marston! Mr. Marston, over here! You must be John Marston.
Sometimes.
I'm Jake. Your friends from Blackwater hired me to guide you.
They ain't my friends, but pleased to meet you, Jake.
I got the horses saddled up and ready out front.
I like the woman there sniffing her armpits. Yeah, Sheila, not antagonizing Jack. It's Jack who's going to get revenge against the world in this playthrough by actually antagonizing everyone else.
Are you walking to Fort Mercer, Mr. Marston?
Yes, sir.
All righty, Mr. Marston, let's get. I ain't much of a fella for gossip.
Let's go.
Take it easy until we're out of town. Ain't no point in causing a ruckus. Deal.
That's right.
Ain't taking nobody up to the fort in a long time. Strange place for a decent fella to want to visit, if you don't mind me saying.
Who said I was a decent fella?
It's been abandoned for years now. Folks say it was built during the Mexican War. What kinds of soldiers around back then?
Why'd they leave?
Well, I ain't entirely sure. I heard they had to go up north to fight Indians, or maybe they got tired of being soldiers and went looking for gold. You know how things is. So what are you doing up at the fort?
I'm looking for an old friend.
Well, like I says, you ain't gonna find many folk around those parts these days. Those you do find are about as sociable as an ulcerated back tooth. I mean, I ain't one to judge a man by the company he keeps, but...
Well, he ain't been friends for a long time.
Are you planning on spending any time in Armadillo, Mr. Marston?
I doubt it. I ain't planning on staying very long.
Well, if you're fixing for some female company, you can do a lot worse than Armadillo. Fine as cream gravy they are. Not like Thieves Landing. Dang, those girls ain't even fit for a drinking man to hole up with.
I'm a married man, I'm afraid.
Ain't we all? Yeah, so it was the marshal who hired me. Lee Johnson, do you know him?
I think I heard his name.
Says he got a telegram from some Blackwater big bugs asking for a guide. I guess it's none of my business.
That's right.
Do you You ain't very talkative, are you?
Nope.
I'm just chewing the dog, mister. It's how I am. I don't mean nothing by it.
Trust me. There's things you better off not knowing.
Damn coyotes. What a waste of good meat. Not far now. You'll see the fort when you get to the top of this hill. Yeah, yeah.
Easy.
Listen, mister. This here is what's left of Fort Mercer. Some gang rode in and took the place over.
So I understand.
This is where we part ways, friend. You have yourself a good time.
Hey there, Crikey. Welcome on in. Another low honor. Let's go. Absolutely. Been looking forward to doing the low honor approach for this game too, as well. How's things going? Surely the past 4 years have changed you, John. You used to antagonize your son, and now you become a soft family guy. Yeah, you've been a farmer. What's this? This is the PlayStation 4 version of Red Dead 1. First time playing this version. The version I'm most used to is the Xbox 360 original version. I will be doing streams of that version in the future this year because this game is actually celebrating its 15th anniversary this year as well. So I'll be doing at least another 2 playthroughs I'd like to do of the game. I think I want to do a 100% playthrough, and I also want to do a music-only playthrough as well. Dr. Darling, can't believe you're worried about spoilers now that you have it on PC. Well, there's definitely some things that I might talk about as well, especially as it relates back to Red Dead Redemption 2. And there's a lot of really good connections. And I'd probably say that the game does a 95 to 99% great job at being a really good match with what they do in the prequel, and vice versa. So I feel like there's a really great attention to making things connect. For example, Bonnie McFarlane, in the online of Red Dead, you can actually meet Bonnie McFarlane and do missions for her. But in the Red Dead 2 game, John Marston in the epilogue can't go and meet Bonnie. You can go to McFarlane's ranch, but they smartly make it that Bonnie isn't actually there at the time, because Marston doesn't meet Bonnie until this game. So they wanted to make sure there was a consistency there. So that's one example of how they match things up really well. Then you got the whole thing of John Marston calling himself Jim Milton sometimes in Red Dead 2. And the guy that we just spoke to was like, "You John Marston?" Is like, "Sometimes." You know, it's a good sort of play into that as well. The music that we're hearing as well, like you'll hear different renditions of what was later called American Venom, which we hear in Red Dead Redemption 2, in a particular mission going after a particular character. And so, having played Red Dead 2 and then coming back to Red Dead 1, when you pick up on all these little things, it just adds extra layers of awesomeness to this first game as well. So that's one of the things I loved about the prequel, Red Dead 2, is that it gives you more context for things that in this game might just get referenced or not even really talked about, but just slightly mentioned. Hey there, Inmita. Welcome on in, dude. I'm going really well, thanks. How about you? How's things? Hey there, Ryu. How's it going today, dude? We're going to be meeting a certain old gang member as well. The actor who plays Bill is Stephen J. Palmer, and he actually played the character in this game and in Red Dead 2 as well. And Mita, glad to hear that. You're doing well. That's awesome, dude. That's great that you're going well. You're going well, Ryu, as well? That's cool. That's really good. Glad to hear that. And Mita, I implore you to surrender. Bill, I implore you. You implores me. Quite here in the middle of a slow Red Dead 2 playthrough yourself. You'd love to see this game again. It's been a while. Oh, very nice, crikey. Yeah, Red Dead 2 is so good. Like, the 8-year wait after this game for that game was just... They did a wonderful job with it.
Go! Bill! Bill, I've come for you! Bill Williamson! Come out here right now!
Go away now, John. Don't make me kill you.
Nobody needs to kill anyone, Bill.
You must think I was born yesterday. You always did think I was an idiot.
That ain't fair, Bill. You were as my brother. I've come to try to save you.
Oh. Do I look like I need saving?
Bill, please. They want to kill us all. I can help you.
Well, you never tried to save me before. You only seemed to save yourself.
Bill, I implore you think about this.
You implore me? You implore me. You always were one for fancy words. Oh. Well, things are different now, John. Now I'm in charge. No more Dutch. And no more you. Implores. I implores you to go back and tell them to send someone just a little bit more impressive next time.
Well?
Oh. Poor John.
Well, you're alive.
So it would seem.
So, how do you feel?
I don't know the polite word for it.
I do. Stupid is the word we use around here. What were you doing?
I was doing something stupid.
Well, you'll be okay. Once you didn't die, the doctor said you'd be fine. He got the bullets out a couple days ago.
Good.
It cost us $15.
I'm sorry, madam. Should have left me there to die.
Did you want to die? I mean, was that it? Was that why you went straight out to Fort Mercer and picked a fight with the worst bandit in the county? To die, Mr.
Mr. Marston. John Marston.
Bonnie McFarlane. Miss Bonnie McFarlane.
Well, you may be right, Miss McFarlane. I don't know.
Huh. So what were you doing?
I was trying to give Mr. Williamson a chance. for old time's sake.
You know Bill Williamson?
Knew him. Long time ago.
Well, what was he like?
Dumb.
Just like you.
Thank you, miss. See my hat?
I have. And, what will you do now?
Now I'm gonna take my time and go after him the less kind way.
Well, that sounds very fun, Mr. Marston. Quite heroic, just like in those penny dreadfuls my brother used to read. Meanwhile, if you'll excuse me, I've got a ranch to run. Of course, if you're feeling better, why not take a ride with me later? Help me patrol the perimeter. You can earn back some of that money we wasted on doctor's bills.
Of course. And thank you for saving my life, I mean.
Next time, Mr. Marston, I strongly recommend you don't try to lose it quite so earnestly.
I'll bear that in mind.
Lucas, you implore me. He doesn't know what implore means. Bill. It's funny, it's like, you always did think I was an idiot. Yeah, it's so funny, like, having John Marston at the start of Red Dead 2, having been bitten by wolves, and having to go rescue him, and then at the start of this game, all those years later in the timeline, he gets shot and then gets rescued by Bonnie, you know. I always thought that if they did a Red Dead 3 that actually had you playing as Jack Marston and he goes off to World War I think it would be in line with what happens with Marston's by having him go to World War I, and in the first mission, at the end of it, he gets shot and then gets sent back home. You know, I always thought that would be a funny kind of like way to keep a Marston tradition in a Red Dead game going by having Jack Marston get shot at the start of a Red Dead 3. In World War I, which sends him back home. Yeah, Dr. Darling, it's game over. Move on to the next game. Game is all finished. He got shot. Lucas just lucky, I guess. He's very, very lucky. Like, he's so lucky that Bonnie came along. Like, admit it, that's it, guys. The game is over. It's all done. It's all finished. Yeah, Lucas, Bonnie McFarlane. Bonnie Mac. She's such a great character. Like, there's so much that you learn about her character in this, which is really cool too. And Mita, he's not John without his hat. Exactly, dude. Yeah, he's got to have that hat as well. Unfortunately, in this game, you can't steal hats. So I can't make that part of my low honor approach like I could in Red Dead Redemption 2. But it would be cool if modders could actually mod this game so you can actually kill people and steal their hats. I think that would be quite really cool. Lucas, you always thought Bonnie wants him. Yeah, Lucas. I mean, this is a spoiler for later on in the game, but when Marston comes back to the McFarlane Ranch with Abigail in the final parts of the main story, there's a moment where after, you know, getting some feed and all that kind of stuff from Bonnie, they leave, and then as they leave, Bonnie sort of like looks off in the distance, and she looks down at the ground, and she sort of like swipes her foot along the ground in a sort of like, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but you can tell that she actually liked John, you know, and a part of her feels like, you know, she's missed an opportunity or something like that as well, and sort of like feels a bit sad and all that kind of stuff, which I can totally understand. You know, so I thought that was a nice little thing to actually add as well. So I imagine if when she finds out what happens to John Marston at the end of this game, like I can imagine that she would be, you know, devastated as well. Yeah, and Mita, you know, it's like, and I know there's probably some players who felt like that Abigail was not a good fit for Marston. But at the same time, I feel like, too, that, especially with Red Dead 2 now, you can really see that despite the things that piss Abigail off about John, and some of the things that annoys John about Abigail, you can definitely tell that they do love each other a lot. And so I feel like that helps smooth things over a little bit, because it's a bit understandable too, because in this game it takes so long for us to actually see Abigail, you know. So if you think back to playing this game when it first came out, and before Red Dead 2 came out, you only get to see Abigail in the last few missions of John's part of the story. And so it's kind of like not enough necessarily to get a bit of an idea about what the character is and who they're like as well. So it's understandable that some people might go, maybe Bonnie was probably a better fit for Marston, you know. But to be fair, like, we get a lot of, you know, game time with Bonnie versus Abigail.
Mr. Marston, back in the land of the living, I see.
Figured it's about time I started paying back that $15.
I sure can use an extra pair of hands around here. Let's see if we can get you back in the saddle. There's the foreman's office. It's also where we lock up good-for-nothing outlaws, such as yourself.
I'm happy enough with my current quarters right now, Miss McFarland.
Hop on up. He won't bite. Let's make a tour of the ranch so you can get your bearings. To your right is the general store. You won't find Parisian high fashion, but it's good for the essentials.
Very convenient. I don't think I've ever seen a ranch with its own store before.
And here's the corral. This one's for the horses. What do you think?
I'm no expert, but it certainly looks like a fine corral.
I suspect you've stolen more horses than you've broken.
Now, where'd you get such an idea?
First impressions are hard to erase. That's the train station. Things sure have changed since the line finally got finished, bringing in all sorts of new folk like yourself.
Is that such a bad thing?
Change is only good when it makes things better. That's the barn over there. Paul built it himself when I was just a little girl.
Come on, let's go.
You'll only get lost! Yeah! And here we are, back at the house. Let's stop for a while before we head out on patrol.
You'll get no complaints from me, Miss McFarland.
Come on, this is the only chance you're gonna get to rest.
Lucas, what couple doesn't fight and get on each other's nerves from time to time? Yeah, that could definitely be a reality for people. Dr. Darlingrod still thinks he's playing Assassin's Creed. No viewpoints up there. I know, right? How funny was it, though, that Marston fell off the roof and landed on his feet And the timing of Bonnie starting her dialogue as well. Hey there, Absolution. How's it going? I love the music as well, crikey. It's so, so good. One of the things that I really enjoyed about this game when I first played it and playthrough since then is at nighttime just taking in the environment and looking up at the sky and seeing like all the stars and the music and the atmospherics of it. It's just so, so good.
How about a cold drink, Mr. Marston?
Thank you, ma'am. Getting shot, then riding a horse seems to take it out of you. I could use a rest.
Sure. Come on in. I'll show you the house, and then you can sit for a while.
Thank you.
Mr. Marston.
Miss McFarland.
Remember me telling you about the trouble we've been having with rustlers and other undesirables?
I do.
Will you help me keep watch on the property line this evening?
Sure.
I want to see just who is trespassing on our land.
This is a fine weapon.
Come, let's head out. The country is really beautiful at around this time. Come on, then. Let's mount up and take a look around. Whoa! Right, follow me. Keep your eyes peeled for anything suspicious. Thank you, Mr. Marston. I feel a lot happier someone's along with me.
I feel a lot happier now I got a rifle.
Well, with your trigger itch and my feminine intuition, we should make quite a team. God damn it, these rabbits are at it again. Come on, let's get rid of them once and for all. Let's see that rifle. I want a couple of these. That's it, kill those little varmints. You're better at shooting rabbits than outlaws, I see. You're a good shot, Mr. Marston. Them rabbits didn't stand a chance. Mount back up. We should check out the rest of the range. Let's get going. We've still got plenty of ground to cover. If it's not the rustlers stealing our cattle, it's the rabbits stealing our crops.
It ain't never easy living off the land like this. Maybe you should move to a big city. Become a lady of leisure.
Damn coyotes are back! We can't afford to lose any more livestock. Kill them, Mr. Marston.
Yeah.
Whoa there! Oh, they're headed for the chicken coop.
Let's go.
Yes, we got one!
Come on.
I killed one!
Gotta let some chickens die in low honor.
Looks like that was the last of the coyotes. Just a shame we had to lose any of the chickens. Let's go. I'll take you back to your room. You know, you can actually handle a rifle.
It's something I've had a little experience in.
Maybe Bill Williamson did get lucky after all.
Luck didn't really come into it, miss.
You're a useful man to have around the ranch, that's for sure. But don't think I've forgotten what brought you here. We'll do whatever we can to help you.
I sure appreciate that, Miss McFarland.
Here we are.
Yeah! Come on, easy up now.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Marston. Makes me kind of happy I saved your life. Get some sleep, and I will see you in the morning.
Good night, Miss McFarland.
Yeah, and me too. Not the chickens. Come on. That was actually a mission I didn't think to put in my command about what missions I'm going to do a low honor approach with, where I can. But I just remembered that on the fly, so yeah. Because the thing is, I wasn't sure how many chickens I could get away with just letting die before the mission failed. So it was kind of like a balancing of, I'll kill one of the coyotes that's taking the chicken, but then I'll just wait until the other coyotes run off with their chickens. Alright, so here is my first official save for the PlayStation 4 version, played on a PlayStation 5, of Red Dead Redemption 1.
Hello there.
2010 graphics, but the aesthetic is still really good. In Me Too, just check the actress who voices Bonnie. She's quite attractive. Kimberly Orion. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's good that she... I think she returned to voice the character in the online as well. Lucas, all the Mr. Marston and Miss McFarlane stuff is kind of flirtatious. Oh yeah, there's a bit of that, you know. I think on Marston's part, it's friendly. It's not, you know, because he's very faithful to Abigail, which is something which was very counter a lot of the other Rockstar games, because obviously in the GTA series, for example, fidelity with, you know, a husband and wife is not necessarily like, you know, a consideration. So it was quite bold of Rockstar to have a main character in John Marston who was very faithful to his wife. There was no way that you could have, like, you know, sex or anything with the female characters like you could in GTA as well. And I think it's a good decision because it helps separate John Marston as a protagonist from other characters that Rockstar had done, you know. In Me Too, yeah, she returned in Red Dead Online. That's really cool when that happens. Because things can happen, like, unfortunately, people can die, you know. There can be, like, a change of career. They might not want to come back to do the role. They might have a different job now. They might have a family and they don't want to do something anymore. They may not have time for it, you know. The window of opportunity for when something can be done might not match up with their own timing for whatever they're doing, so they might have to, you know, say no. So it's really cool when time passes and the people can still manage to be a part of, you know, the follow-up, even if it's like 8 years later, you know.
Oh, Mr. Marston, how are you doing today?
I'm well, Miss McFarland. Thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine, thank you. So, how are your ribs?
Fine. A little sore, but apart from a couple extra scars, it'll be as nothing happened.
Good. Come in. You know, you never did tell me how you met that Bill Williamson or what you wanted from him.
No, miss, I did not.
Well, why not, if you don't mind me asking?
I certainly don't mind you asking if you don't mind me not telling. See, it's a complicated and somewhat pathetic tale, and by telling you, not only will I be putting your life in danger, but also threatening the lives of some people that I hold very dear.
Well, I apologize if I seem to be prying.
And I apologize for my reticence. Hope you believe me when I say that it's simply out of respect for you.
Of course, Mr. Marston. I understand that a city dweller such as yourself likes to have some exotic secrets, so us country folk are impressed.
I'm no city man, miss.
Yeah, but I saw you get on the train at Blackwater. You with those gentlemen in bowler hats?
I'm still no city man.
But I'll bet you can't ride, Mr. Marston.
I hate to take money from a lady, miss.
Oh, you won't be. I'll race you right now.
If it makes you happy.
We'll see.
All right, I'll show you how we ride around these parts. Yeah!
Come on.
On the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, go! I trust you're not gonna be a gentleman about this.
You don't know me at all, Miss McFarland.
How those injuries feeling, Mr. Marston?
Are you saving the best for last? How you doing back there?
Come on, boys. You're not as bad as I thought you'd be.
Come on. Come on.
Don't go easy on me.
Yeah. Neck and neck, Miss McFarland. Let's go.
See you at the finish line.
Let's pick up the pace. Would you like me to slow down? Come on. Come. Go. Whoa.
That was fun.
Sure.
You know, you should go pay the marshal a visit in Armadillo sometime. I'm sure he could help you deal with that nice Mr. Williamson.
Yeah, I might just do that, Miss McFarland.
You do whatever you think's best, Mr. Marston.
In me to this game has very good sarcasm. It really, really does. That's one of the things that I really like about John Marston, as well as Arthur too. They both have a great sense of sarcasm, and Bonnie McFarlane's sarcasm as well, you know, and how Marston is kind of like, you know, trying to be secretive. He doesn't want to tell Bonnie at this point too much information, because he's coming from a point of he'd rather not necessarily involve too many other people. He'd rather get the things done that he needs to as well. But obviously things turn out different where it's not as easy or as simple. So he's trying to be, you know, very mysterious and all that kind of stuff. And she's, you know, on one level, she's very playful in that kind of thing and treating it like, oh, big mysterious person, but she's also, wondering and curious about, what exactly is it that Marston's not really wanting to say, and, treating it like a bit of, intrigue and all that kind of stuff. So she's playing along a little bit in that sense, but as we see, they develop a trust with each other, and Marston actually opens up a bit more about what's going on and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the sarcasm in this is just so good. Lucas, in other words, you're full of bullshit. That's true, exactly, Lucas, yeah. They're coming up with these, fancy words as well, all that kind of stuff, like reticence and things. It makes you lost this race? Oh, you did? I don't blame you, dude. I was actually surprised I didn't fuck up enough to fail the race there when the horse did this big friggin' jump up in the air. I was like, what the fuck? Hey there, Lidus. Welcome on in, dude. God damn, that horse can climb air trees. Imagine a train hitting the race's mission failed. Now, that would be very, very unfortunate if a train came along and basically derailed the race. Like, holy shit. How's things going, Lidus? Welcome on in, dude. I'm going really good. It's good to get back to this game again. I'm really, really happy to be playing it again. Oh, great, Lidus. That's great to hear, dude. I'm glad that you're going well. This game is amazing. It really is, dude. Another game that's celebrating its 15th anniversary this year as well. And I just can't believe how fast time has flown. It only feels like a few, well, I mean, it was a few years ago, but it doesn't feel that long ago that I did my playthrough celebrating the 10th anniversary. So, yeah. You prefer it over Red Dead 2? That's fair, Lidus, for sure. Yeah. For me, they're so different that I can't really fairly say which I like better as well. Like, certainly there's a lot of gameplay improvements that are in 2. But in terms of, other stuff, it's very hard for me to say which one I think is better than the other. Lidus, you don't know why. You mean maybe Red Dead 2 has a lot of things. You mean chicken passing by is fun. The chicken that got to survive, that is. So at the moment, haven't really been doing much that is low honor, but don't you worry, that will definitely change as the playthrough goes on. I'm going to change gears now, and we're actually going to go to Armadillo. Although there is a mission with Bonnie that takes us there anyway, so I might do that instead. And Mitty, glad you got the chance to play this game. You have been waiting for a long time. Oh, nice, dude. That's really good that you enjoyed it too, that you got a lot of fun out of it. Lucas, they both have their charms. Oh, absolutely, for sure.
Ah, Mr. Marston, how are you?
Good, Miss McFarlane. How are you?
I'm well. Would you mind riding with me to Armadillo? I've got to get some supplies and I could do with the company.
Of course.
You can take the reins. It wouldn't do for a terrifying bounty hunter such as yourself to be seen driven around by a woman.
Hop on up, Mr. Marston. You're looking much better, considering you were almost buzzard food a couple days ago.
I have you to thank for that, miss.
So do tell me, have you needlessly risked your life since we last spoke?
No, miss, I have not.
Well, that's a relief. Perhaps there's hope for you yet.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh, there's always hope, Mr. Marston. You can't be a rancher in this kind of country if you don't believe that.
An admirable attitude, miss.
I suppose so. I can't think of any other way to stay sane, to be frank. What about you? Have you ever given up hope altogether?
Hope hasn't really entered into it. It's not really something I think about.
A peculiar outlook. I can't really say I understand you.
I can't always say I do either.
Oh, don't be so deliberately enigmatic.
I'm not, miss.
Yes, you are. You are being deliberately obscure as a substitute for having a personality.
I just know there are two theories to arguing with women, and neither one works.
I'm not even going to dignify that gibberish with a response.
Let's go.
I think it's kind of funny I found you dying on the side of the road and now you're driving me into town.
You have a strange sense of humor.
Well, you must admit, it's an unusual start to a friendship.
I didn't realize we were friends, Miss McFarland.
Oh, please. Now who's being funny? Listen, I know that business with Williamson is your business, but I don't know. You've been good to us, and I don't think you're a bad man. A little stupid, perhaps, but not rotten. I just worry about you gallivanting around these parts like you're some kind of deranged bounty hunter. Like Paul always says, don't go waking snakes.
I appreciate your concern for us lesser mortals, Miss McFarland. I really do. And if there was any other way out, I'd take it. I can assure you of that.
You never did tell me where you live.
I have a small holding up in Great Plains.
A farmer? Yeah, and I'm the Queen of England. And at what point during your day of hunting down outlaws do you find time to raise chickens?
Only been at it 3 years or so. I guess I'm kind of new to it.
You're telling me? So who's looking after this farm of yours right now?
Uncle. Well, he's not my uncle, as far as I know. Just an old dog who's as lazy as a lizard on a hot day. The kind of fella laboring under the delusion that age brings wisdom.
Sounds like the perfect person to leave in charge of your entire livelihood.
We go way back, and I didn't have a lot of choice.
I'd be getting back there if I was you.
That's what I'm trying to do, miss.
So this is Armadillo. Manhattan it is not, but it does okay for us. Most important thing for you right now is getting yourself into Dr. Johnson's office to purchase some medicine. The first one's on me.
Thank you, miss. I'll pay you back.
I'm sure you shall. The doc's a good fellow. He saved your life, so be polite to him. Meet me in front of the general store when you're done.
And be polite to him. Is shoving a gun in his face a polite way to interact with him? Ladders in Red Dead Redemption 2 has so many things. For example, you have to increase your friendship with your horse, stamina, whatever, and you're like, wow, this is too much to try and remember. For some reason, it's like that Deer Hunter game mixed with other games. That is so true. In this game, by comparison with your horse, like, there's no bonding system. So that's completely something you don't have to consider. There's no health or stamina or Deadeye core to worry about and all that kind of stuff. So it takes away that element. There's no ability to brush your horse or name your horse or anything like that. So it's interesting in Red Dead 2 that they decided to make more of a thing out of having a horse, so that some players who really wanted to care for their in-game horse could do so, you know, feed it, wash it, and also brush it, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Make sure it's, you know, always healthy and all that kind of stuff. In Mitsu, you did play them in chronological order. You played Red Dead 2 before this one. Yeah, and that's the great thing too in Meter about both of them together, is that you can play Red Dead 2 first and then this, or you can play this and then Red Dead 2. And there's always something that's either calling forward or calling back, flashing back or flashing forward. There's things in Red Dead 2 that when they get mentioned in Red Dead 1, you have more context for that event. You've got things where a character will mention something in this game that if you've played the second game, you have a bit of an idea and remember what they're actually talking about because you've literally played and seen it. If you play this one first and then play Red Dead 2, there's all these really cool sort of like references and sort of like playful jokes about certain things and talking about stuff that if you've played this one first, it might bring a smile to your face because then you think, ah, yes, you know, this is what gets paid off later on in Red Dead 1. And Mita, don't argue with women, John. Exactly. It's so funny, that bit of dialogue too, because I think Dutch actually said that one time in Red Dead 2. Lucas, you love the playful banter. I do too as well. This game is like really well written. There was a certain maturity in the writing for Rockstar games that we started to see with GTA 4. And it was sort of like examining a character and really coming up with a character that had a lot of psychology to them as well. Like in Red Dead Redemption 1, we have a character who has lived a hard life. They've been in a gang, and they've tried to make a different life for themselves, but they've been pulled back in, and they've been forced to actually go and hunt down some of the other surviving gang members as well. You know, and then in GTA 4, you have Nico, who has had trauma from war, and so there's a lot of maturity about those characters, and I feel like the seriousness doesn't take away from the absurdity, and the absurdity doesn't take away from the seriousness, and there's a good blend. Like in GTA 4, you have Nico, who is recounting to Roman about something very serious, and then he looks over and sees Roman is asleep, and he's like, "Roman, wake up, you fat fuck," you know, which is funny, you know. So but it doesn't ruin the seriousness of what Nico was saying beforehand. Hey there, Stan. How's things going? She's not the Queen of England. No, she doesn't have a British accent either. That's one dead giveaway.
Not feeling ill, I hope. Need some laudanum?
Not feeling ill, I hope. What a thing to say to someone as a doctor, to someone who's coming into your store. You're not sick, I hope. Jeez, what do you think this is? Like a doctor's office or something?
How are you, friend?
Finally come to get that bullet out your leg. Any trouble, let me know. That's a tough decision. I'm selling some good tonics if you need them. A salesman, huh?
Marston Johnson was always a useless peacekeeper.
You need something for that gout?
Have you got something for lumbago? We might need to get Uncle something.
So much to buy in this town. I got stock of them electric belts if you need to lose weight.
Electric belts to lose weight. And meet a Queen of England from Texas. That's true. It's like, you have been chosen to be Queen of England, but I don't live in England. That's okay. You don't have to. We've chosen you to be the Queen.
Appreciate it.
I don't believe in any of this buried treasure at Rio del Lobo nonsense.
Well, thanks for driving me. It was nice to be able to enjoy the view for once, and a little company never hurts now and again.
You're more than welcome, miss. Least I can do. Thank you for the medicine.
Why don't you have a look around Armadillo? You can always take a stagecoach back to the ranch later.
I might just do that. Travel safely, miss.
Try not to get yourself shot. I won't be around to save you this time.
Classic moment where the main character just gets left alone. Like in GTA, where you do a mission for a car, like in a car, like, you know, and then the character drives off in the car and just leaves you standing there. It's like, what the fuck? Alright, so I know it had a raise in honor there, but that was just something that is automatic. Okay, let's have a look at stats for a moment. Alright, so our honor level is Drifter. Alright, so we don't have a bounty yet. So we have a few things. What I might do is make it that I have to have at least one of each category of, you know, crimes for this playthrough. So counts of vandalism, counts of vehicle vandalism, counts of property destruction, counts of vehicle destruction, counts of arson, counts of assault, counts of law officer assault, counts of horse assault, counts of livestock assault, counts of cruelty to animals, counts of murder, counts of law officer murder, counts of horse slaughter, counts of livestock slaughter, counts of animal slaughter, counts of horse theft, counts of vehicle theft, counts of abduction, counts of law officer abduction, counts of safecracking, counts of trespassing, counts of robbery, of law officer threatening, biggest bounty, bribes paid, biggest bounty paid. So bribes paid, I'm not going to do that because that I would classify that as similar to paying off a bounty, and won't be doing biggest bounty paid or biggest bribe paid or biggest bounty pardoned as well. I mean, we might get that naturally because one of the rules I came up with was that when we do the mission with Seth, where he gives us a pardon letter to actually use, that'll be the only time in this playthrough I'm allowed to use a pardon letter. Percent of time sided with bandits. And me too, this is a scam. You gained honor. I know, right? The game is scamming me. It's like, you wanted to play low honor, but we're going to give you honor. Lotus, oh no, low honor. Wow, man, this game is amazing. Remember trying to get 100% in the main game in zombie mode? Good times, good times. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, the DLC is really good too. For this playthrough, I won't be doing Undead Nightmare, but I do want to do it for my October playthrough of, well, not of Red Dead Redemption, the main game. I'll do a playthrough of that Undead Nightmare DLC in October. In combat, we already have killed 8 animals, but that was something where we were helping kill predatory animals. But victims run over, 2 so far. As I was in the what do they call it? The wagon. When I was in the wagon with Bonnie, I ran over 2 people. Victims ran over with a wagon. And me to Halloween with John Marston. Absolutely, dude. It's another piece of like horror gaming content that is really good to play at nighttime, or if it's like bleak outside and raining and stuff. I love, even in this game, how they have the heat haze. Yeah, Mita, what's wrong with you bastards? What are you doing?
Push me now.
What's funny is that in my Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough doing a low honor approach, I had John Marston and Armadillo in the epilogue just completely massacre all the people that were here. So this is a nice little callback to my own playthrough of Red Dead 2 back a few years ago in the timeline. I've got to make up for the honor that we gained. But as you can see, you lose a massive amount of honor. So we've lost a variety of different amounts, like minus 50, minus 100. That didn't go according to plan.
This looks like the one. Can I borrow this, Greg? You want to die, mister? You want to die? Who else wants some? I ain't proud of myself, neither.
Lucas, one of your favorite characters is coming up shortly. Oh yeah, Lucas, which one? Okay, let's have a look at stats now. Alright, so Marston now has 1 count of law officer assault, 2 counts of murder, 4 counts of law officer murder, 1 count of vehicle theft. So far we've got 320 bounty. 1 posse has been sent after us. Ah, Lucas, Nigel West Dickens. Yeah, because I was wondering, because we have Nigel West Dickens coming up. We also have the sheriff as well, and we have his deputy. Oh, Marston's very good with iron. Well, yeah. Is bullets a good currency for you?
What you got on you, friend?
What you got on you, friend?
That's enough!
Hey there, Ayed. Summer and Red Dead 1. Hell yeah, what a combination. How's things? Here we go. Now I forget. What happens with your bounty when you die? Cool. So it's still there. 320 bounty.
What have we got here?
Oh my lord! It's all going to hell! You gonna let this happen, Sheriff? Good God! You can't fight the law.
All right, does the bounty stick still? No. Okay. All right. So autosave is active, which means that when we have a certain bounty amount before the autosave happened, but then we actually get killed after getting more bounty before it autosaves again, we actually lose the amount of money that happens. Now, I want to keep autosave active for points in missions where we actually fuck up, and having that ability to reload the autosave is actually really good. So if we have any bounty that we gain, but then we die before the autosave kicks in, and it reduces the bounty, I'm not counting that as having paid the bounty off. So I'm going to keep autosave active, and if we lose any bounty amount due to dying and the autosave hasn't kicked in before dying, then that doesn't count against me. It'll just make it easier and simpler, less complicated to keep tabs on. I don't want to have to turn autosave off between missions. Oh, sorry, I don't want to have to save, yeah. I don't want to have to turn auto off between missions and then turn it back on for a mission and back and forth and back and forth. Which probably means it reset the stats as well. Marston doesn't have the lasso yet, so we can't have Marston kidnap people. Indeed, Apostle. Grand Theft Horse. How's it going, Apostle? Welcome. Oh, that's great, Apostle, that you're doing good. It's been so long since you've seen this game. Looks so empty compared to the second game. That's true, yeah, there's definitely a lot of wide open spaces, even in areas where there's supposed to be, you know, civilians running around. The only stranger mission that I'm going to be doing as John Marston is the I Know You one, because that's the only one that's specifically tied to him. All the other stranger missions, I'm going to be doing it as Jack in the epilogue.
Come on, come on!
Hey there, Coffee. This is a PlayStation 3 game. This version is the PS4 version of it, and I'm playing it on my PS5. But it did come out for PS3 and Xbox 360 as well. And now, after all these years, recently it finally came out for PC.
Come on! Come on!
Hey Kruger, Yosemite Sam, the name. The game. I would so love a Looney Tunes mod for Red Dead 1 and or 2 as well.
Excuse me.
Hey, hey, you got a visitor.
Shut up, you! And what you want?
My name's John Marston. You wanted to speak to me.
I did?
Apparently so.
Why?
I guess because we're both in the business of the law.
You that fella from the train company?
No, I'm from Fort Mercer.
Fort Mercer? You them, one of them Williamson boys.
Calm down.
Go on, shoot him, mister. Shoot him.
Come, what, you getting kicked with me, boy?
What's going on here?
I got me one of them Williamson boys.
I got me one of them idiots who give marshals a bad name.
Jonah, put your gun down. You must be the man from Blackwater.
Yes, sir. Listen, that dog ain't too bright, but he seems loyal.
Jonah, get out of here for a minute.
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson, sir. And you. Oh, I done seen enough of your hide around here, friend.
I think there's some school children down the way you can go and frighten.
Oh, hardy fucking har. Dickhead.
What are you doing here, Mr. Marston? Apart from frightening my deputies.
I'm here to capture or kill Bill Williamson.
Okay.
Can you help me?
He's outside my jurisdiction. He's in the next county. Of course, Bill Williamson and his boys have tended to keep themselves away from my town.
So you're happy to have him out there?
Well, I ain't happy, but I also ain't suicidal. My job is to keep this town safe, not clean up all of these 3 counties. It's hard enough around here.
You know, I hear you speak, and suddenly I'm reminded of how some of the people I respected most in my life had a problem with authority. What's wrong with you?
Well, I'm sure you and your fine friends have enjoyed spending your time running around pursuing noble causes. My cause is to keep this town from turning into a living hell for the folks who live here. Whole world has problems, mister, and I'm here doing what I can.
Why? What's happening?
Right now, I got the railway, the people who pay my salary, trying to get me to turn a blind eye to them burning down settlements up there. I got a bunch of cattle rustlers out near Box Canyon needs shutting down. Not forgetting the gang that keeps murdering homesteaders out in the back country. And I got a bunch of hoods over in the saloon, drunk, threatening to shoot up the whole town. That's all I got today. But it's early yet. Give me a couple more days. There'll be more.
All right, tell you what. Let's go deal with them hoods in the saloon. Then we'll discuss Williamson.
Okay, boy. You're a persistent little cuss, ain't you?
Only when things matter.
The saloon's this way.
Hello.
So who we looking for?
Bunch of two-bit hoodlums, led by this fella called Walton. Goddamn road agents who prey on the stages coming in and out of town. Drivers in Armadillo spend more time with their hands in the air than on the reins these days.
And you're happy to let them drink in your saloon?
Happy? No. But the way I figure it, better they're carousing in there than out robbing decent folk.
That's an interesting approach to law enforcement.
I do what I can, Mr. Marston. We ain't the government.
There's the dumb rat bastard now. Let's follow him. See what kind of hole he crawls into.
Walton's the top screw. Let's get after him. Damn, he's seen us. Come on, don't lose him.
Come on. If Walton's as bad as you say he is, why don't we just beef him now while we got the chance?
Because that ain't how the law works.
Is that right, Marshal?
And alive, he can still talk.
Doesn't sound like he's a man to be reasoned with.
He ain't. But a few days of my hospitality, and he'll be telling me what I need to know. Walton's gang's been growing fast.
Outlawing's easy money for easy work.
Cholla Springs, Gap Tooth Ridge, these boys get around. Walton's the start, but there's plenty more where he came from. Looks like he's holed up at the old Pleasance house. Let's hold up a minute and find a spot for our horses.
Slow up.
Looks like we got company, boys.
Damn. Take cover. We'll work our way up this hill.
Take cover behind that wagon to your right. Marston, take that bastard behind the crate.
You're about to go meet your maker, and I doubt he's too happy with you.
Head for the crate, boy. I'll cover you. Watch out for that bastard behind the rock. Now get to that rock. I'll shoot you some space. There's another one behind the outhouse, boy. Take cover behind the outhouse. Careful, there may be more of them. You hear me? On the way, quick! Deal with those two, Marston. Up here, cocksucker.
I'll kill every last one of you.
Just one left now. Try to take him alive. Bird is a swing. I guess bangers can't be choosy. At least we got the son of a bitch.
Not a bad shot, Mr. Marston. Why don't you check in with me next time you're in town?
I don't want to be no policeman, Marshal.
Nor did I, my friend. I can promise you that. I'll see you soon, Mr. Marston.
Come on.
Marston? There's no Marston here. It's Rip Van Winkle. Good. So I shot the guy, which means we lost honor, so that's good for this playthrough. But if you don't want to lose honor, you have to bring him in alive.
What have we got here?
Oh, I see, Coffee. You were referring to the fact that since it's an older game, that's why it feels emptier than Red Dead 2. Yeah, that's definitely fair as well. Kruger, that'd be even cooler on PC, Roadrunner hooked up to a stagecoach. That's the thing too as well, like, in Red Dead 2, for example, I've seen mods where they have you playing as Jack Marston when he was like a little kid. So, because Yosemite Sam is about the height that Jack would be at that age, it'd be funny to have a mod where you take Jack's character model but replace it with Yosemite Sam, for example, and you take all the rabbits in the game and you make them Bugs Bunny. You take all the ducks in the game and you make it Daffy. You get all the coyotes in the game and you make it Wile E. Coyote and all that kind of stuff, you know. That would be what I would love to see as a Looney Tunes mod. You could even have Bugs Bunny, because there's a few episodes that I know of Looney Tunes where Bugs is dressed up like a cowboy as well. So you could do that too if you wanted. You could have Bugs Bunny be the main character. Apostle, we were entertained with less back then. That's definitely a fair point too as well, you know. That's the thing with things progressing naturally over time. Like, if you were in 2010 and you were teleported to 2025 and you saw some of the graphics for games, you would be really, really sort of like not expecting that kind of level of stuff. But because we gradually got to that point naturally, when we get to that point, we look back at the older stuff and we're like, this was really sort of like quaint back then, you know, and didn't have as many advancements and all that kind of stuff. But at the time, because there wasn't anything that was more advanced at that point in history, at the time, it wasn't a concern, you know. You love this game, Lidus. I don't blame you, dude, for sure. It's just so good. Hey there, Shaky. Welcome on in. How's it going? Good one, Lucas. Tacitus Kilgore. Jim Milton. Lidus. I say, I hate that rabbit. Foghorn Leghorn. Trigger, damn it. You're giving your ideas away again. It's one of those things, too, where, like, I don't have the skill to mod stuff. So I'm very much, very kind of, like, appreciative of people who can do mods and some of the stuff that they come up with. And there's just some mods for some games I'm like, man, that would be really, really funny to see. But I myself can't put it together and make it a reality. Apostle, you think it's a shame that kids nowadays have to deal with live service or microtransactions games? Oh yeah, that's the other aspect too as well, like, because then they start to design the games around making it more enticing to spend money to get stuff. Like, Ubisoft is very, very good at doing that. They're really good at making things in their game feel like, to increase the speed at which you do something, to buy a booster pack or things like that. There's a lot of contrived gameplay mechanics that they do in games nowadays to make the player who's not going to be patient enough to persevere with those elements and make them go, ah, fuck this, I'm just going to buy this pack that does this, you know. Possible, of course, they can always play the older games, but, you know, being a part of that community when it wasn't dead. Oh yeah, that's for sure too, as well. So you just reckon it'd be a fun change? Oh, absolutely, you know. Red Dead Revolver, which came out in 2004, I would like to describe that as Looney Tunes on acid. It's just like someone was on acid and they decided to do a Looney Tunes episode but make it a video game set in the Wild West. Like, there's a lot of like zany and very sort of like over the top and exaggerated kind of like, you know, characters in that. And so I feel like in the spirit of that, doing a Looney Tunes mod for Red Dead Redemption 1 or 2 would quite be cool, you know. Alright, so let's have a look at stats and see where we are with John Marston's crimes. 1 count of law officer assault, 2 of murder, 4 of law officer murder, 1 of horse theft, vehicle theft. We've now had 2 posse sent after us. Kruger, Wile E. Coyote is the bartender. Then you have like all the other kinds of birds as Tweety. Make all the old ladies in the game look like the old lady who owns Tweety. Because remember buying the physical copy of Hogwarts Legacy, you still had to download the game. You were like, what the fuck did I buy the disc for? Yeah, that's the other thing too, as well. If you're someone that likes the idea of having a physical copy of something, and you like being able to look at it, then still being able to get that side of things would still be good. But yeah, if you want to purely not have to worry about having any downloads that you need, then I could understand why it's sort of like a pain, where it's like, why should I have to download this for this disc? It should all be available on the disc, and it should all be playable from the get-go on the disc. Kruger, so that's all it is, just Granny is the name of the character. Oh, there you go, because I didn't even know. Lightest Man, why is this a crime run? But it is fun, you can do whatever you want since the PS2 days, GTA among other games. That's true, and GTA 4 was the most recent GTA game by the time that this game came out. Everyone would have their own sense of game style and playthrough, so it is fun. Absolutely, you know, and it's good to be able to decide if you want to play your character as like a very law-abiding citizen or if you want to play them as a real outlaw. And that was the great thing too about this game, and even Red Dead 2 of course, is the amount of freedom that you get as the player to dictate to a certain point. Obviously it's not 100% a blank slate, but I think they do a great job at combining the ability for the player to have some kind of control over, is their character going to play more like a really down-and-out outlaw, or they're going to play more like a law-abiding character, while at the same time balancing how the story is told and how the characters are interacted. Like I was saying at the start of this stream, in this game, if you're playing low honor, it doesn't change any dialogue in a scene. Like you won't have Bonnie all of a sudden say, I heard that you went around doing such and such. Like there's no change in that respect. It's all just gameplay changes. Whereas in Red Dead 2, there's a lot of things where it's like, oh, so your character is low honor, therefore you're going to get a whole different kind of like feel. There's going to be some dialogue in a key moment that's going to be different based on the fact that you played low honor and all that kind of stuff. Exactly, Lucas, yeah. You know, you still think GTA 4 is better than 5. That's fair too, as well. I can definitely understand why, also. 5 is really, really good. There's definitely some things that it takes away that were in 4 as well. Apostle, an older friend of yours gave you a physical copy of Microsoft Simulator 2004. You had to insert and download 4 discs? Bloody hell, jeez. That's a lot of discs. I possibly do miss cheat codes in games now, just messing around with God mode and all that. Oh yeah, just being able to go through enemies without worrying about having to heal yourself or dying and just feel that, you know, God mode feel. Kruger, probably don't remember anyone the game of Joust on Amiga. I don't remember it on the Amiga version. I think there might have been an NES version as well that I never actually played. There was a lot of games that when I was really, really young that were on the NES that I rented. Well, I mean, I wasn't old enough to have my own money, but there was quite a few games that I played that were rented from the video store for the NES, because the games were $100, so it's not like my parents could just buy me 5 games and say, here's 5 $100 games, you know. But renting games was really, really cool, except when you had a save file that someone else deleted when they rented it.
Hello? It's Armadillo 731. What is it with these things? Hello? It's a new line. Hello? Hello?
Sounds fun. What's happening?
I have no idea. Yeah, if it's important, they'll send someone down like they did with you.
Suddenly, the world is full of days.
Yeah. I remember when we first got here. We used to consider people from Dade County to be exotic. Now guys can get here from the Midwest, and they can do it in 6 days.
Things have changed.
They've gotten away from me. Hello? I don't understand it no more, boy. Honest to goodness.
I'm not sure I do.
Marshall! 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 I'd just been up in the canyon, spying like you said. I think I seen me a couple of them rustlers. I think it was the Ballard twins and a couple of Mexicans.
They up there right now?
Well, it was a group of 4 men rounding up Mr. Gulch's livestock, and none of them looked like any of Gulch's hands, so yes, sir, right now.
That sarcasm's most unbecoming, Eli. It's gonna hold you back in life, even worse than your lazy eye. All right, let's go. You ride with us again, Marston?
Will you help me?
I will try.
It'd be my pleasure.
He's just a boy.
How long you been working for the government, Marston?
I don't work for the government.
Fucking hell, the bloody camera. Changing the direction I had to put the control stick in.
We need to stick together, boy. Them rustlers might be waiting for us. I'll be honest with you, Marston. I ain't for all this government interference.
Believe me, Marshal, neither am I.
I try to keep the federal boys happy. I mean, we need all the help we can get. But what does a flannel-mouthed city boy who's never forked a bale of hay in his life know about a state like New Austin?
Nothing, I reckon.
All this manifest destiny hogwash, taming of wild land, bringing modernization and betterments to the West. It's only made the rich richer and the poor poorer, and it's killed a way of life.
Building a factory over a field ain't gonna help nobody I know.
Look at what they've done to the natives for God knows how many years now. It's hardly like they're gonna suddenly start respecting a man's right to work his land.
That's different. They're savages.
It ain't that different, Jonah.
Are you sure we're the Bollard twins, Eli? Not far now. Eyes open, boys. Ooh. All right, leave the horses here and follow me.
Whoa there.
Let's move up the canyon towards the fort. Be ready, boys. We're probably going to be outnumbered.
And those bastards ain't short on firepower, neither.
Let's see how many there are. If we can take them alive, good. If not, smoke the sons of bitches.
Music to my ears, Marshal.
Damn! Those bastards were waiting for us. Stay close! Are you gonna shoot any of these rustlers, boy? Okay, boys, you head down that left fork. I'll take the right. Marston, you come with me or go with them.
Hurry up! Stay with us!
Come on then, Marston. Just make sure you don't slow me down. My God! There's a couple of the rat bastards. Let's move on. Stick with me.
Wilhelm scream.
Hellfire! Come on! The deputies are making some ground over there. What the hell? There's more of them! Ran out of a girl yelling like a newborn calf here. That bastard won't be rustling no more. Jesus, well. Into that camp. Blast them, boy. Come on! Give them hell!
What have we got here?
Tell the Bollards to give themselves up, or we'll kill every last one of you. Damn you. Come on! Into this way. There's one more for the vultures. Good shooting, boy. Looks like there's some ammunition lying about. If you need it. I'll meet you up on the ridge.
Kruger, there were cartridges, no discs back then before PC2. That is true, yeah. not having discs, cartridges. We also had a lot of the really old games on cassette tape instead of even cartridges. The good thing about this game is that these chests that you can find that will have money in them, once you actually open it up, the game doesn't go right. We can never open them up again. After a while, they actually have stuff in them again. So it's a good idea to remember the locations you find these things in, so you can return later and get some benefits.
Keep your eyes open. I saw a couple of snipers across the way. God damn it! Take out those snipers, boy! You better surrender! You hear? You got one! There he is.
I've got my shooting pants on.
Follow me! Come on, let's get to the rest of the boys. We got the back, boy! Eyes up! Sniper! Christ alive! Nice shot!
I'm gonna shoot you dead.
There's the son of a bitch.
It's gonna take more than one of you, partner. Excuse me, partner. I ain't getting fresh.
Hang in there! Damn fine shooting, boys. Come on, let's regroup. This looks as good a spot as any. Gather around and listen up. Let's try to sneak up on them. The closer we are, the less chance they have of making a run for it.
Come on. Hey, this way. Let him have it.
Oh my good God! That bastard won't be running no more.
Follow me. Sweet mother of God.
You sure put that feller to bed.
Sorry, partner.
There's one of them. Get those thieving bastards!
Hey, this is really nice, Marston. What the?
Shot!
Marston swatting rustlers like flies.
What the hell? Follow me.
We've come from Mr. Gulch's cattle! I'm the last person you want to be pointing that at. Come on, Marston. I can't take them all by myself. Hellfire! I think that's all of them. Fine shooting, boys. Now come on, let's untie those hostages.
Thanks, Marshal. We're indebted to you with our lives.
Just get them cattle back safe.
All right. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well done, Mr. Marston.
Yes, well done.
Now, about Williamson.
I'll do what I can. You know, as you can see, this country is infested with all manner of scum.
You could say that again.
Well, one other thing, Marston. Mr. Johnson, sir. It's Mr. Wes Dickens. He's missing.
Who?
Mr. Wes Dickens, the tonics merchant. He was due in town last week.
Oh, the narcotic and bat piss salesman who cons housewives out of their money with promises of eternal youth.
Yes, him, but I think you're being a little unfair. He's helped a great many of the county, and many of the townsfolk are really missing him.
You hear that, Marston? We just butchered a gang of thieves, and the town is up in arms about a missing snake oil merchant. I am so glad to be serving such a wise and respectable people. Come on, Eli.
Lucas, 2025 sniper, miles away, never saw it coming. That's true. Yeah, they got quite a range on their weapons. Alright, so any honor gains that we get from just basically doing the mission, it's okay. There's no way to avoid that happening. Unless there's a very specific thing that you do in the mission that will actually reduce your honor. For example, when we had that gang member, that leader of the Walton gang, if you shot him, instead of capturing him alive, you actually lose honor. So we made sure to do that. That was lucky. Actually, that reminds me, when there was the Wilhelm screen, I should actually come up with a command to count how many times in this playthrough I hear the Wilhelm screen. I'll take a short break in a moment to work that out and set it up. Alright, so there's some gang members. So in this playthrough for low honor, I'm not allowed to kill those gang members, so just leave them alone. If the outlaws are robbing someone and I kill that someone and yet they still shoot at me, I still can't shoot back at the other gang. Okay, so before we actually do this next mission, I'm going to take a short break just so I can set up that command for the Wilhelm screen. Be right back. Alright, so I'm back. It doesn't seem like it's registering my command to just simply check to see how many instances of the Wilhelm scream have actually happened yet. So I'm not going to bother with that. All I need to worry about is the command that only I can use, which actually adds a count to how many times the Wilhelm scream has happened, or resetting it to 0, or you can reset it to whatever number you want as well if a mistake is made. Alright, so if I test scream on its own, that adds... Hang on. Is that adding now? Okay, so that's adding now. Good. Alright, so that's 3. Alright. So now to reset it back to 0. And we've heard it once so far. There we go. Alright. Apostle, someone mentioned GTA before. You're actually playing that game right now. Oh, very nice, Apostle. I really like that game a lot. Such a good one. Nico Bellic is such a great character too. And Mita, where is Rod? Don't know, actually, to be honest. I'm still looking for him. Maybe he's with Gavin. Shaky, it must have been the wind. That's what it was. It was the wind.
Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. You need help? Mister, you alive?
Fuck. God damn it. Good heavens.
Excuse me?
I said, no, I'm not okay. Do I look like I'm okay?
You look pretty good for a corpse.
Praise be.
Move up, mister. Time to get you to a doctor or an undertaker. Whichever you need once we get to town.
St. Peter, open up them pearly gates. I'm coming home.
Come on, mister. Come on.
Hurry, sir. I'm bleeding like a badly butchered hog.
You'll be fine. Just focus.
You better take the reins. I don't think I'm strong enough. I'm finished. Done for.
Just sit up straight, will you?
Head for Armadillo, friend. What is your name, friend?
John Marston.
Oh, good God! Out of the frying pan into the fire!
Excuse me?
How many outlaws can a man encounter in one day?
You must have me mistaken with somebody else, friend.
The Bollard twins, Walton's gang. I know who you are.
Word sure travels fast around here.
I'm a man with many connections. Spare my life, I beg of you. They're back! I'm done for! Looks like you got them all. Now, get me to a doctor.
What the hell happened to you?
Bandits, hoodlums, the scoundrels robbed me blind and left me to die.
I can see that.
Once again, a victim of my own success. They see a man in a well-cut suit and this happens.
Do you know who they were?
No idea. I'm not the kind of man who has enemies.
You do now.
I give so much and still they take. We live in an uncivilized and graceless world, friend. Our makers have funny sense of humor sometimes. Still, at least I met you. What have we stopped for? The Good Samaritan in wolf's clothes. Forgive me. Pain's playing rare havoc with my metaphors. I don't believe it. More of the gutter sight. I knew you'd come. What? I knew this wasn't my time. He has a greater purpose for me.
You're delirious and plain dumb, friend.
Is that Armadillo? Come on, hurry! For the love of God, stick to the road!
But it's low honor, John Marston. Can't stay completely on the road.
My God is beautiful! Yet, I am
really there?
Your arm!
You need more than a doctor, my friend. We're here. Stay with me.
Oh, where the devil are we?
Armadillo. We made it safe, you'll be happy to know.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You're a gentleman and a true man of honor.
Coming from you, I doubt that means much, but I appreciate the civility.
I owe you, sir. And I always pay my debts. Jesus. But if I die, I'm sorry for it. If not, I'll be your man for...
Let's get you fixed up first. Then we'll decide what you're my man for.
Got another honor gain automatically. So we need to do some things to really make that lower. Got a few ideas. Emita? Or maybe Seth got him. That's a good question. Maybe Seth did. Maybe he's looking for that buried treasure. Maybe he thinks Rod Legion knows where it is. Apostle, yeah, you like how you can add your own music and it'll play in the vehicle. So knowing Nico Bellic is from former Yugoslavia area, you're downloading a bunch of Yugoslav Mexican music that was popular at that time for them. That was really good with the Xbox 360, how you could put your own music into the console and then basically listen to it in the games that you're playing. It was a really good idea. And that's cool too, as well, to try and find a theme for what kinds of what kind of music to play. Marston will help you easily. There we go. What? We helped her. I don't know why the guy who was threatening her got upset enough to shoot at Marston. Exactly, Amita. How dare the game give him honor? What are you doing to me? Apostle, just disappointed when you played Watch Dogs and there's no way to do that. Oh yeah. It is a real shame too. Would have been cool in that game if they let you do that. Exactly, Amita. We stole his kill. That's a good point. That's why I'd be upset. He's like, look, I was going to kill her. Why'd you kill her first? It's funny though, we only lost 50 honor for that. I thought we'd lose like 100 honor. Ah, we have a Pleasance house. I wonder if that will count as vandalizing. Let's have a look at the stats and find out. It's not. We just shot some windows out of the property and we shot the lantern to make it catch fire. And that didn't count. Might have to do more. In Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a stranger mission that you can only do as John Marston in that game, which is related to, oh man, what's the character's name? Evelyn Miller, the writer. And this is a spoiler for that stranger mission, but eventually he ends up dying. He's wanting to write this book, but he's so focused on it that he doesn't want to eat or sleep or drink. And so he ends up dying. And anyway, the house will end up burning down. And you can literally just stand there and watch it from the point at which it starts to burn to how it burns away all the wood and everything and the smouldering mess that's left there. And that was 8 years after this game came out. Does this count as vandalizing it? It doesn't. Okay. That's not property destruction, apparently. And meter is not enough. That's right, it's still standing. Sorry, horse.
Let's see what you got.
But need to get at least one in the crime stats for doing something like that. Oh, well, I'll help for sure. Yeah. I'll help. Be happy to help. It never hurts to help, as Eek the cat would say. There we go. We helped them.
Sorry, partner.
And me too, probably need to destroy the whole town. You need to paint the town red and have it all on fire. Like, there's that Clint Eastwood movie, High Plains Drifter. And I think pretty much the whole town that he's in gets set on fire. There's actually a moment in that movie where these guys think they're going to ambush him and kill him, but he's ready for them. So they go into his room and they're about to kill him, thinking that it's him, but it's not. And he lights up a stick of dynamite and just throws the dynamite in the room and then blows the people up. And whenever I saw that movie, I thought, now that is a very Red Dead Redemption kind of thing to do, that you can do in the games as well. Just get a dynamite stick and then just throw it into a room or something like that. So it's a good movie, that one, High Plains Drifter. Hey there, Biko. Good morning to you. How's things? What I like in this game is you can keep on tapping the button to sprint without even having to move the control stick forward at the same time. So if you ever need to whistle for your horse, you can just keep on tapping this without having to worry too much about controlling Marston's direction while you press the button to whistle.
Forgive me, friend.
I ain't your friend, guy. I ain't your guy, buddy. Because there's a funny advert these days that the dad wakes up saying good morning and everyone is like, oh God, another day. It's like, how dare you try to bring optimism into this day? What the hell are you doing? It is, Biko, yeah. Yeah, this game takes place in 1911 and the epilogue takes place in 1914. Hey there, Ozjim. Hello to you, welcome on in. Howdy. Bang, you're dead. Red dead.
Rest in peace, my friend. You think I'm joking?
That's a train, you dummy. It's like, JM. All you had to do was follow the damn train, JM. Alright, so our honor level has now gone down to Rustler. Hey there, Lieutenant Dan. Welcome. Just going around as John Marston and causing a lot of issues for people. There's a bullet plague going around.
Can I have this?
Okay, what's happening here? Nothing. What the? Jimmy, hope they do a Jack story in the next one, if there is one. I definitely wouldn't mind if they did that. There's definitely a setup that could be done at the very least. There is some resistance to that idea because people say that there's no point because the Wild West is over. My counter to that, though, is while the era might be over by the time of 1914, what tends to happen with decades is when one decade ends and the other begins, there isn't just this overnight change where everything suddenly looks very different. There's still a transitioning from things that were in the final year of the previous decade and things that are starting to happen in the new year of the new decade. So things that are happening in 1914, the ways that things look, in 1916, they're not going to really look that majorly different. Maybe in 1925, for sure. But in like 1916, most likely not. So I feel like you could still do a story with Jack between the years of 1914 and let's say 1918, if you wanted to. I still feel like there'd be some story there. And also, it'd be cool if Charles and Sadie came back into the story, given the fact that they're still alive. Nothing has come out to say that they died between the years of 1911 and 1914, which this game takes place between. So potentially Charles and Sadie, after learning what happens to John Marston, could come back to pay their respects. And when they do, they find out that Jack is somewhere in the area, right? It could even pick up where this epilogue for this game leaves off, where you have the characters coming across Ross and seeing that he's dead, you know. And then from there they track down Jack and they're like, hey Jack, you know, and all that. So that could be like part of what the story is. Lieutenant Dan, you're a little drunk. Bullet plague. There's definitely somewhere like New Mexico. Well, I hope you're having a great time, Lieutenant Dan. Hope you're enjoying your drink. And yeah, the bullet plague is happening in Armadillo, especially, which is funny because in Red Dead 2, Armadillo is under siege from cholera. But yeah, New Mexico, that'd be cool to basically, you know, revisit that location completely. I mean, you can do that as Jack in the epilogue for this game, but to have like a whole story set there would be cool. And you don't have to restrict the action to the same area either, as well. Like, you could have Jack going to one of the big major cities like New York or something, as well. You could also play with the idea of Jack trying to become a writer in his later years, but there's still that kind of, like, mark on his history with when he actually, you know, broke the law and killed Ross in cold blood, you know. So there would still have to be some kind of karma that would come back. I'm not necessarily saying that you have to kill Jack off or anything like that, but there has to be something. Now, Ross has a brother and he has a wife, but we don't know how many other family members he has. We don't know whether he has, like, cousins or anything like that. So maybe the antagonist is someone who is investigating the murder of their uncle or their cousin, Ross, you know, and so they become the antagonist that goes after Jack. So there can be some things that could be done as well. But I totally understand if a Red Dead 3 with Arthur when he was younger would be more appealing to a lot of fans too. And I feel like you could do that too. The only thing is you'd have to try and make sure it's not going to be just a copy and paste of Red Dead 2 except 20 years earlier. You know what I mean? Like, need to make sure that if they're going to do Arthur and John Marston and Javier and all them when they were actually, you know, younger, and show what the gang was like before 1899, then there'd be a lot of story that you could do there too, as well. As long as you're not just rehashing the same thing over and over again. That was done in Red Dead 2.
Let's go.
Lieutenant Dan, those are great story leads. You think those would work well for the series? Yeah, you know, like, in any sort of, like, thing about coming up with, like, sequels or something, it's always good to try and think about what are the threads that can be taken from the first thing and then put into a follow-up. And if you're doing like a prequel, what are things that you absolutely must put in that are not negotiable? If a character ends up a certain way by the time of a certain year in their life, if you're doing a prequel story, you can obviously make things different. You can make it that they have a character arc, so that by the time the end of the prequel comes along, the character is how they were at the start of the original story as well. And the great thing about Red Dead Redemption is that you have Red Dead Redemption 2, where you play the main narrative as one character, then you have an epilogue as a different character. Then, in Red Dead 1, the epilogue character becomes the main character of the main part of the story, and then in the epilogue of that game, you play as a different character again, you know. So I feel like keeping that pattern would definitely be good. So you could even do a Red Dead 3 that perhaps has a completely different character unrelated to the Van der Linde gang, and then in the epilogue, you play as Arthur when he was about 20 years old, you know, and then the epilogue is going to be something that you can then match up with Red Dead 2 as well. So they could do that as well, where Red Dead 3 becomes able to do a similar pattern in that way. Jim, Jack trying to find the other gang to see how they're doing. Exactly, Jim. You know, that could be kind of like a bit of a reverse. Give you a ride. I like how he kind of teleported on that a bit. You know what? I'm counting him as an outlaw, so I'll let him actually just steal. We'll give him that. Because fair is fair. We do the same to him. But that'd be a good sort of flip, Jim, on this game where Marston is going after his former gang members. But in Jack's case, have him go after surviving gang members to ally with them again, you know, to catch up and stuff. Biko, Red Dead 3 should be Jack's story. He partners up with Sadie and her gang. Hell yeah, Biko, for sure. And speaking of Sadie, that's a whole other thing that you could do as a Red Dead 3. A game playing as Sadie Adler. You could have the setup at the start be like a nightmare sequence where she's reliving what happened to her husband. And then the bulk of the main story is Sadie, wherever she ends up in the world, doing, you know, bounty hunting or whatever kind of thing she's decided to do. You know, and maybe she gets pulled back into some kind of like gang-style lifestyle or something like that. Who knows, but I think it'd be cool to have a main story where we play as her for it. Another thing you could do is you could do like a duology of characters where you have Landon Ricketts when he was younger and you have Rainsfall when he was younger. And then you can explore the conflicts between the two characters, and you could sort of have this thing where Landon Ricketts has a run-in with Rainsfall, and you think it's going to end in, like, you know, bloodshed, but they have a shared common interest, and that makes them bond, and they become friends, you know. And then you can play, you can switch between playing as Landon Ricketts and Rainsfall as well. That's also something else you can do. I mean, we've already had GTA 5 with 3 different protagonists at the same time. You could also do Landon Ricketts and Rainsfall when they were younger as 2 characters that you play as. Red Dead Revolver from 2004, there's actually several characters you play as. So it's not the first time that Rockstar has done a game where there's multiple characters you can actually play. GTA 5, I think, would probably be the second game they've ever done where there's multiple characters. Actually, no, you got GTA 1. GTA 1, you got a choice of who you play as, so there's that too. Look, darling, everyone counts as an outlaw in this game. Therefore, they carry money, so they must be killed. Well, that is true as well. But yeah, I thought to myself, I've already got it as part of this playthrough that we can't fight against other gang members because I want to have this low honor playthrough be John Marston not caring about the law. Now, obviously, story-wise, that can't be altered. Because as I said before, the only thing that changes with low honor in this game is the gameplay repercussions of it. There's no sort of like secret, hidden, alternate, ending. There's no little bit of dialogue that's different depending on your honor level. But Red Dead 2 was different, where there actually was that stuff. Hey there, Extreme. Welcome on in. Where's your horse? Well, the horse got stolen off Marston, and I decided to let the horse thief go. Because he's a fellow outlaw, and he's just doing what I'm going to have John Marston do.
What you got on you, friend?
Lieutenant Dan, why did they abandon Red Dead 2? Maybe in terms of the online, but yeah, I don't really know, to be honest.